You're tuned in to the Red Zone Blitz.
Here we go.
The home for all things NFL and college football.
Ready?
What is happening, fellas? What is going on?
Been better. Had a better Sunday.
Yep.
Yeah. Really early morning. Really very early morning.
Time of recording is February 22nd, 4:21 p.m. Pacific time. We were up at 5 a.m. Pacific time watching.
I've been up for fucking 12 hours already. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
you're
You're
gonna have an early night in today. You know what? Lots of things have happened since we last recorded. The U.S. have won the gold medal in hockey. I don't think they care very much. It's just a regular Sunday to the Americans. Canadians, on the other hand, all 35 million of us will never forget this for the next 4 years, and will constantly just
drinking my sorrows away.
We're drinking Miller Lite. It's a great beer. Shout out to our friends at Miller Lite. Clean tasting, light calories. Just new year, new us, and the drink you need going forward. Fellas. Before we dive into everything, a little tragedy struck. Rondell Moore, wide receiver for the Minnesota Vikings, was found dead yesterday. Our thoughts and prayers are with his family. Once again, if you are experiencing anything mental health wise, please get the help that you need. We've said this on the show before. Nothing is more important than your mental health. So if you need to go get help, or you need to go seek services that can help you, please go and do that.
Check in on the homies, boys. Check in on the homies. Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. And now we're going to do a really, really strict segue into our first segment, which is the NFL Combine. Fellas, the NFL Combine kicks off tomorrow, February 23rd in Indianapolis, making this probably the best time to talk about it. This is probably the only time the city of Indianapolis gets a lot of tourism.
That is true.
There's not a whole lot of things going on, but 319 prospects have been invited. On-field workouts begin Thursday, February 26th, and they run until Sunday, March 1st. You can find all of this on the NFL Network and NFL Plus. Now, analysts have widely described this as a thin class at the top, particularly at QB. There's no real slam dunk generational prospect like we've seen in recent years. Having said that, there's good depth at wide receiver, edge rusher, cornerback, and offensive tackle. Teams willing to trade down could find some value in this draft. The defensive side of the ball is loaded. Multiple scouts have said this could be a defense-heavy top half of round one. As a Dallas Cowboys fan, that does not make me very happy, because I was hoping that teams would take a lot of the offensive players that we don't need, and we could get some real studs like Caleb Downs at 12. That would have been lovely. Now, the quarterback situation is pretty, normally in the draft, everybody wants to talk about the quarterback. Everybody wants to go and say, it's quarter. Who are the quarterbacks being taken in this draft? Right now, it's Fernando Mendoza. Ever heard of him? That's it. He's likely to go number one to the Raiders. He's led Indiana to a national championship. He's won the Heisman. He is basically the perfect human being. Every mom wants their daughter to bring home a Fernando Mendoza for Christmas. He's in high demand. Now, beyond Mendoza, the class falls off sharply. Ty Simpson will probably be the most debated quarterback, future Steeler in this class.
Hell no.
Don't.
We've already willed one thing in existence for the Steeler Nation. Let's not will in another.
They will end up with a quarterback in this draft.
I don't care about that. That I don't mind if they pick one in round 2 or 3, but not Ty Simpson in the first.
Listen,
What if it's Ty Simpson in the second or third?
Dude, it's a fucking Alabama Crimson
Draft
Tide.
Ty
You know how much
Simpson
that
and
pisses
Aaron
me
Rodgers
off?
ruin it.
It's going to be a beautiful thing when...
Hey, man, I got to cheer for CD Lamb. You went to
I know.
Oklahoma.
I know.
hey, it's going to be a beautiful thing on Thursday when we're at the draft in Pittsburgh, and you see big old Mike coming on to this, coming just walking around, and then he's like, I'm gonna give him a little signal, Big Mike. I'm like, give him a little menu card and be like, hey, are you hungry? And then if he orders the right food, I'm gonna take that as he's drafting a quarterback in the first round. Now, what would make you more upset? They drafted one quarterback in the first round, or they drafted multiple quarterbacks throughout the draft?
Oh, multiple quarterbacks. We're not the fucking Cleveland Browns.
Could you imagine
if we're going multiple quarterbacks?
Could you imagine
gonna
them
be a
going
fucking
for
disaster.
like you got like it's like day 2, it's a Friday. Me and Brandon are absolutely doing nothing because the Cowboys have no picks.
We have your pick, I think. In the
I think so, yeah.
And then all of a sudden you see the Steelers music play and they're just taking quarterback after quarterback. Nussmeier's going there. You got who else is good?
K. Klubnik.
K. Klubnik. Yeah, there you go.
Fuck it.
Carson Beck.
Carson Beck.
Pavia, you're in there.
There's another guy I think might end up in Pittsburgh.
Pavia?
We'll talk about the guy later.
Okay.
No, different guy.
Pavia and Aaron Rodgers
Hey,
are on
you
the
wanna-
same QB room. That's a fucking problem.
His name is Drew Aller.
Drew
Drew
Lock.
Lock,
Oh,
Penn
Penn State guy.
Yeah.
That could go,
Similar size to Big Ben.
that is true.
Not as
actually.
heavy, but
He's frame wise.
height.
Draymond.
Mike McCarthy will get him on the right diet. He'll get him.
He
He'll-
might be a
not
good
his.
quarterback in Pittsburgh. You never know.
The thing is, Pittsburgh is not going to take a sexy choice. I don't think they're
No,
taking
it's-
They're
that's
not
fine.
taking a very. And the thing is, they don't really work well with mobile quarterbacks either. I've seen they love their little pocket presence. Just sit there and make
It's
throws.
okay.
So
Well, that's why I said Drew Eller.
there
I
you
think
go.
he's a good fit.
He could be. Hey, we're speaking into this.
But if he's there and Aaron Rodgers is there, then that's already over.
I don't know if Aaron Rodgers is going to stay.
I don't think they should bring him back.
I think he's got Minnesota Vikings written all over him.
No, I think Kirk Cousins does.
But other than Mendoza, any of the quarterbacks they drafted, I don't think are year 1 starters. So you got to sit them behind anyways. So
Yeah,
you know,
I guess there's worse people
if you
to
want,
sit him behind.
if
them.
you want Diego to learn from someone, why not Aaron Rodgers? Because he's not going to be a day 1 starter.
Could you imagine Pavia in a freaking on ayahuasca?
But is Aaron Rodgers the guy you want to like
Why
Have
not?
mentor?
mentor?
Well, I mean, he doesn't even need to do any mentoring. You just get
just
somebody
watch.
to
I don't
watch,
know.
right? And learn.
Right.
You just got to get the right guy that's actually going to take all that in.
Pavia would sell jerseys
right?
though. You'd have his
Yeah, Pavia would.
stepdaddy Theo Vaughn on the sidelines.
Yeah.
It could be a whole thing. Shout out to his mom who passes the milker test.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Antoinette Padilla. I think that's how you pronounce that name. Very nice. Diego Pavia, Pittsburgh Steeler, would be legendary. Fellas, all right. How does Mendoza compare to last year's number 1 Cam Ward? Is the bar lower for him? Basically going to the Raiders. I don't know. I think the Titans are still the worst team to watch.
I don't know if there's a comparison because they're two different quarterbacks, two
They are
different
very
styles.
Yeah.
But do you think the expectations on Mendoza are higher because he won the Heisman and he won the national championship?
Yeah. And
Because the Raiders have pieces already. in place.
I was going to say that too.
Maybe
They've got a new head coach.
Maybe they
and
have
pieces.
new George
Yeah.
Pickens coming in.
Maybe because they've got picks and they've got options, right? And they've got weapons, like they've got Ashton Genty, Brock Bowers, but they got to fix that offensive line. But Fernando Mendoza, I mean, he was getting hit left, right, and center in the playoffs, and you just can't phase him. Like, he was taking shots, and he wasn't getting rattled at all. I mean, obviously going against college kids and going against big boys in NFL is going to be a little bit of a different experience. But I think Cam Ward was just way too hyped.
He had a lot of hype.
He had a lot of hype,
He had
and
a
then
lot.
you're going to Tennessee. Like,
There's
you had
not.
what? You had Ridley, Pollard. That's it. Like, you know.
That is true.
Yeah.
They don't have.
They don't really have any
It's
weapons.
going to be exciting to see them this year.
But the Raiders got to make other upgrades. Like, they got to get that offensive line fixed, or else Mendoza is just going to be running for his life.
The thing with the
Yeah.
Raiders, though, is I feel like, there are only a couple pieces to being really good. Like, we talk about all these weapons, and even on defense, they're actually pretty good, too. And you got now Klubnik coming in as coach, management-wise. Maybe Brady takes on a bigger role,
It's
too.
still tough because you look at the other teams in division and they're all.
Oh,
playing
Oh, it's
well,
not. You're not
right?
gonna have instant
Yeah.
success. Like,
Yeah.
you're not gonna go in and all of a sudden win the division.
You're going to be climbing the ladder.
I think
Right.
you just I think what's success for the Raiders?
Making
next
the
year.
playoffs.
Really?
I don't think, not in that division.
I
they'll
think
make
their
it.
success should be measured as like we kept Fernando Mendoza.
Maybe a 500 record.
Well, not even
Yeah.
like, but I was thinking more like we kept him healthy. Like if you can keep
Yeah.
your quarterback, your rookie quarterback, and he doesn't go through a major injury like you saw with like Joe Burrow. Like that was a
Yeah.
major injury he went through in his rookie year, and he's never been able to really fully get his health back. If you're able to keep him healthy and play like
Just compete.
Yes.
Don't get blown out.
Like, just have relevancy. I think that's the biggest thing. Like, you can't be a free square. And like, it's unfortunate because in any other market, if the Raiders were back in Oakland and they were a free square like they were this year, people would be calling for the owner to bring and sell the team. It would be a lot of chaos. But the owner's happy because it's a free square. That means other teams' fans are traveling in from all across the country, boosting up ticket prices because they're like, hey, well, my team plays the Raiders. It's a guaranteed win. I get to go to Vegas. I get to watch my team beat up the Raiders. And then I get to, party it up. And the owner's happy because he's making money. The stadium looks full because it's all full of visiting fans. And nobody's really doing anything. So I think they need to come back into relevancy. They need to play meaningful games. And that doesn't have to always mean like, hey, you got to play games in January. That's more so like your game at 1 o'clock or 1 p.m. Pacific on a Sunday against the Kansas City Chiefs, your divisional game. Maybe you don't win, but maybe it's close all the way up until the 4th. I think that could be measured as success. Like, let's start them out gradually. I don't think they're not sniffing the playoffs. No. I don't think that's happening because, well, you got a disgruntled Max Crosby. You got to remember this is a Raiders team that has to make that trade. I think. I don't know what to believe. Half the media circles are saying Max Crosby hates his time there. The other half are saying he himself is saying, nope, I love it here. So, which QB needy team, we talked about Pittsburgh, do you think will be the most aggressive drafting, trading, or through free agency?
I think it's got to be the Jets.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess they don't have a.
I'm taking the Vikings.
They got to sign there because the Jets, like I said, outside of Mendoza, none of the quarterbacks I think are day one starters. So I think they got to sign someone, but you're also going to draft someone. But that's the thing with the Jets. If they need you can afford to have these guys sit and learn and wait their turn. But you got to bring. So if they went after say a guy like Kirk Cousins, and then drafted say a Nussmeier, a Klubnik, and have those guys sit a year, maybe 2 years, I think the Jets got to do something.
You think they have the second pick, right?
I don't think they're going to get into number 1. Yeah. I don't think the Raiders are giving that.
No, I'm thinking, do they draft QB at 16?
I don't think so.
No,
because it's kind of a reach.
They need help everywhere.
I think they're gonna. I think they're my best bet with them is I think they call Arizona and they see what the price is on a Kyler Murray. See what
I wonder what the Vikings are going to do because they're almost in the playoff hunt.
They're about
in that division. They weren't that far off.
They're a quarterback away.
Yeah, and you still have Justin Jefferson.
You have Justin
Jefferson.
A
good defense.
You have that defense. You have Jordan Addison somewhat doing something there.
But I wonder what they're going to do because there's not that very many good free agent quarterbacks.
Kirk Cousins. And we'll talk about
go back there again.
We'll talk about him in free agency. But
I think the Dolphins too need to go out and get a QB in the draft because if you look at it, the division right now, you got May, you got Allen, you have the Jets that have the 2nd, the 16th, and they also have the first pick in the second round.
Yeah.
They could get a QB before the Dolphins even get a chance with them picking at 43. So you looking at and like their situation, we'll talk about it later with Tua and everything and Ewers. Maybe it's time to move on. Maybe you got to go out and get a guy in the later rounds before the Jets make a move on a guy. Like, oh no, they picked my guy, and then you got to play him throughout the year like a division rival. So I think the Dolphins really got to get a QB in the later rounds.
So like the thing is like there are some teams that I think might be boasted while holding off. Like especially like the Dolphins unfortunately are in that boat because of the Tua contract and how much dead money they'd have to hold off. But like looking ahead to next year's draft, like you do get Dante Moore potentially being there, Arch Manning. I don't know, depending on what his season looks like. Brendan Sorsby from Texas Tech. Many scouts are considering him to be a round 1 talent if he had entered the 2026 draft this year, but he opted for the transfer portal to continue to develop. He's 6'3", 225. He's got Trinidad, and Ole Miss. Sam Levitt, LSU. Now, right? Like there's more, I think, options for teams and different play styles versus like this year where it's like a lot of guys are just like that same mold of pocket passers and like they're not as mobile. So it'll be interesting to see. I think Miami should be something they have squared up, but I don't know if I don't know if the answer is out there right now. I mean,
They
who
might be stuck.
exactly?
Well, they got a lot of work to do just trying to free up cap space as well.
Yeah, so it's like maybe you like let Quinn Ewers play majority of the snaps this year, and like you see what you have with him before you like punt it down, and then obviously the Cleveland Browns will probably draft another 3 quarterbacks, and it'll be fantastic.
Which quarterback do you think is going to end up in Cleveland in this draft?
Oh, do you think?
Oh fuck! If they take another quarterback,
That would be just.
It would be comical.
Jeez Louise. So going into the combine, I broke down a little table for people that are listening in case you're like, hey, I don't want to watch everybody, but I want to watch certain people by position. So I got Fernando Mendoza at quarterback, Heisman winner, national champ, projected number 1 overall. Jeremiyah Love at running back, potential top 10 pick. The last running back drafted that high was Ashton Genty last year. I've got wide receiver Omar Cooper Jr., elite yards after the catch ability, 27 broken tackles. He's built like a running back. Tight end, I've got Kenyon Sadiq from Oregon. He's 20 years old, built like a jumbo running back. Spencer Fano for offensive tackle. And then Francis Magoa for offensive guard. On the defensive side, defensive tackle, the top rated one is Peter Woods out of Clemson. So if you're looking for a defensive tackle, that's a guy to watch in the combine. Edge, you've got Arvell Reese. We've talked about him. Projected top 5 pick. Linebackers, Sonny Styles, another Ohio State guy. Probably the best linebacker athlete scouts have ever evaluated. Jermod McCoy, name sound familiar. Tennessee cornerback, top ranked corner in a competitive cornerback class. And finally, the guy who I think could be very well the highest drafted safety since Jamal Adams in 2017, Caleb Downs. Safety.
I have a question for you Cowboys fans now.
Yes.
I did post this on Instagram.
You did.
Would you trade down to land Caleb Downs?
Did you mean trade up?
Trade up.
Trade up, yeah.
Trade up.
Just the cost of trading up would be very high. Like
It would probably be both the first round picks you guys have.
So
You think so?
General
Yes.
Felice did a mock draft for NFL.com. So he had Fernando Mendoza going 1, David Bailey going 2 to the Jets, Arizona Cardinals take Magoa, Jeremiyah Love going 4 to, I really hope that happens, to Tennessee. Well, I guess that could
It all
work.
depends on the combine,
could.
right?
It all depends on the turn,
the
because
combine is
because
big.
New York Giants taking Spencer Fano, that would be something. I guess they got to protect Jackson Dart.
Yeah.
Cleveland Browns take they take Arvell Reese.
Arvell
if
Reese
he's-
falls to
well,
Cleveland.
that's-
Arvell Reese
I
with
don't like
Myles
that.
Garrett.
That's a
That's
crazy
Arvell
combo.
Reese with Myles Garrett. Are you fucking kidding
That's
me?
a crazy combo. And then of course Caleb Downs goes to 7 to the Washington Commanders. I guess I'll keep going a little. Washington Commanders get Caleb Downs. That sucks. I hate it. I don't want it. Sonny Styles then goes to New Orleans.
And that's why I'm asking the question. Do you move down and move
Well,
up to Caleb
so
Downs?
right here is 7. So Washington, if we were to,
I mean, I think most
Washington is not
drafts,
trading with you.
Most,
With us.
Yeah. See,
so
that's a problem.
let's say you wanted to
Your
jump
division rivals.
Washington.
But you
let's
jump
say,
Washington.
Let's say
yeah.
you wanted to go to Cleveland, and you wanted to jump them. So that would be tough though, because you would have to give them up like from 12 to 6, the big jump. You'd have to give them 2 first.
You'd have to give them both the first
And the
picks
problem
you got.
is the Cowboys defense is not built.
Yeah, that's the
It
thing.
needs to be built. It would be different if like Caleb Downs was the one missing piece.
Yeah, if you're one guy away, but we need multiple.
Yeah.
Like if this was the defense of like maybe the Dan Quinn 3 years ago, where they had like Micah and DeMarcus Lawrence and Trayvon Diggs and a safety like Caleb Downs, you just plug them in, and that would have been, I guess, doable. But I don't think right now. But like I'll just keep going, I guess, in the mock draft. Saints took Sonny Styles, which this is terrible for Cowboys fans. And then Kansas City takes Jordan Tyson with Patrick Mahomes would be a marvelous time. Rashi Rice is out there doing side quests with Ruby Rose. We don't know how long we have with Rashi Rice. Cincinnati takes Reuben Bain Jr. Miami takes Jermod McCoy. And I don't mind it. I don't hate what they gave the Cowboys. They gave the Cowboys Mansour Delaney. Like, I don't hate it. But you get kind of wiped out when watching those guys. And then the Rams add Carnell Tate, of course. Carnell Tate and Puka Nacua.
See, the thing with it's like everyone's mock drafts are different. I mean, the top 5 are pretty consistent, but after that, it's like you look at some and it's like, man, I wouldn't actually mind if it plays out how it does. if you could trade down to like from 12 to like 14 to 16
Yeah.
and get an extra second or a third, like I wouldn't mind that. Seeing on how some mock drafts have come, because you're still like the top 15 is loaded. You're gonna get a stud in the
You
top
get two
15.
guys that can start in your secondary.
And
Yeah.
especially
Day
with
one starters.
the way that Christian Parker is coming in and said how he wants to run his defense, any of those guys that you're going to land between 12 and 16 is going to fit what his scheme is running the 3-4.
I think you got to bait a team that needs a wide receiver.
You could. Yeah.
I think that's
'Cause
what you need
guys
to
can
do.
dangle.
I think you need to
That is what
you
we
need
got.
to dangle it. If you're trading down, you got to dangle it to a team that needs a wide receiver and like be like, hey, if you want, Carnell Tate, we might take him. We might.
I still think Cardinal Tate goes to the Giants.
We might do something. Well, I think so too.
I don't know about
think
the Giants, but he'll go.
No,
before
I think the
I think he
Giants
goes to
are.
the Giants.
The thing is like these mock drafts that people do, they do them in the mind of like, okay, this is the logical thing you should do. You have Jackson Dart who runs his head into everything, and Cam Scatterbo that runs his head into everything. Let's open them up some lanes with Spencer Fano. That's logic and reason.
Yeah.
The Giants don't understand that.
The problem is then these GMs like New York Jets have kids that they listen to.
Yes.
And then they make stupid ass picks.
Well, yes.
And then that's when everything gets blown out of proportion and the dominoes effect goes down and all these players you thought would go high end up falling.
Exactly. And I don't see the Tennessee Titans with Robert Saleh as their head coach taking Jeremiyah Love that high. I think they're going to take like if
you got to protect Cam Ward.
If he's available there, I think they're going to take Arvell Reese in Tennessee. If that goes down to David,
they also have a lot of cap space to go and sign.
they're going to be
Tennessee.
They could build. They could build out of just free agency for a lot of the key positions and get a stud. So it'll be interesting.
I think with Dallas though, it's like they have 2 first-round picks, but they don't pick against since the 4th round, I think.
Yeah, they need to.
So that's like I think they're good in a good position because it's like you could get really great picks. Like when's their second pick?
Their second's 20th.
20th. Like you could get a great player.
I don't know. I think you're going to see them make some trades. I think
That's what I mean. Depending on how the draft goes, seeing in some of these mocks, like if you can trade down from 12 to say 14 to 16 and get an extra pick.
I mean, it's cute. I think that we're mock drafting the Cowboys when we know they're trading their first round pick for Max Crosby.
Yeah.
Let's hope.
Wow. Well, I don't know. So there's like 2 trains of thought here. There's like the one where they're going to trade both picks for Max Crosby and then they're going to keep Pickens. And then there's this other camp that's like, well, they're going to trade Pickens and a first and they're going to get Max Crosby and maybe a day 2 pick back. And I'm like, I did not like the idea of getting rid of Pickens. But now I'm starting to come around to it because I'm like, you can't pay a guy.
You can't have 2 of the highest paid wide receivers in the league on the same team.
Well, I mean, you can. It just
right now his stock is like through the roof.
Yeah, right now is the best time to sell high on George Pickens. It would be a good time, and we know David Mulangetta and Jerry Jones aren't the fondest of each other.
That's a really change of pace from you because you were high on paying Pickens.
The
whole year you were like, you got to pay this guy.
Well, I think it's important. Like he did step up when CeeDee Lamb went down, and I think he was fantastic. But I think I'm coming to terms with just how bad the defense was. Like Dak can drag you. The thing about Dak being the highest paid quarterback is Dak can squeeze out juice out of this offense. I've seen him do it many, many years. But man, that defense needs help.
Yeah, that defense.
So let me ask you guys now, both of the Cowboys fan. I'm going to ask you guys a question. Do you double down on both picks being defense?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
100%.
You do. Okay.
Yeah, there's not
So
really.
you guys are all on the defense.
Yeah.
All defense. Those first 2 picks.
I don't want to see an offense. Like if they manage to trade down and they get extra picks in day 2 too, I don't want to see anything but defense.
They might be one of the busiest teams on draft day too.
Yeah, I think so.
Trying to trade.
You're gonna see.
There's
There's
one more question for you.
Yeah.
So if they pick in 12, right?
Yeah.
So if whatever happens, like say Jeremiyah Love slides and he's available at 12, what do you do?
I think you dangle a
That's
trade
what
down.
that's what I'm thinking. You're hoping
thinking-
someone that needs that wants him
you're like-
trades to you.
I think you try to dangle a trade down, and like the problem is like one of the biggest running back needing teams is Kansas City.
Right. And
like,
then it's looking like they probably take him.
If Kansas City doesn't take him, then your player, like that's one of your chips that you could have like dealt with. Also, like Cleveland, I don't know, that Judkinson injury. It's like, do you want to take him? Like, I know they got Samson there in Cleveland, but that's another. To answer your question, at 12, if he's still there, I think you have to take him.
Yeah.
I think you have to bite the bullet and be like, all right, this is a generational prospect. Yeah. I'm going to take him.
Well, if he's there at 12, that means, what's his name? Sonny Styles and Caleb Downs are already off the board.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, you'd have to get completely wiped out, right? Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. In any other class, I would be like, yes, in a heartbeat. This defense is so bad. Like, they've given me nightmares. I've been permanently scarred. So that's why I have to think about it. People may disagree. People may be like, you know what? No, you can't take, like, you got to take defense. I understand that sentiment too. The defense is terrible, but he's generational. I don't know. Yeah. People are comparing him to the likes of Bijan.
Yeah.
And Jahmyr Gibbs.
It's like, do we really try to be like, it also depends on what they do in free agency.
But it's also a beautiful pick too at the same time, because with Javonte just re-signing for 3 years, I think all the guaranteed money is the first 2 years.
So you can wipe away your losses after, and then.
But Javonte Williams is, he's the power back. He's not a pass catching back. Jeremiyah Love.
That's why I was asking you.
So if you
still need a
ease him in, use him down as the passing back to start, learn a couple years, and then you go into him once he's
the lead guy.
But I still think you got to go defense, because our offense was the best in the league for most of the season. Offense is not our fucking problem. We're going to score, especially at home. We're going to fucking score points. We're going to put points on the board. Our problem is we give up more points.
But he's probably the only guy, Jeremiyah Love, if he falls, you got to take him.
Because the thing
he's the only offensive,
he's the only offensive at 12. He's the only offensive guy I would even consider.
But he is a Jerry Jones pick.
Absolutely. 100% he is. 100%
he is a Jerry Jones pick. He love jerseys with, like, I don't know what number he'd wear on the Cowboys. 21? Like, would he take Zeke's number?
Does he take Zeke's number right away? I don't know if he does.
I don't know. I don't know what he takes. But maybe, but just the Love jersey would sell like hotcakes. Yeah. And I think Jerry Jones would be like, oh my God. Like, we talk about sexy picks. Teams that like to make sexy picks.
And nobody likes it more than the Cowboys.
Yeah, they love to do this thing.
Nobody likes it more than Jerry.
And I think I can see them doing that. I could definitely see them taking him there. A lot of this also depends on what their defense looks like going into it. So that we talked about Max Crosby. What if you've traded George Pickens and the 20th pick for Max Crosby, and now you got Max Crosby?
Do you think that's a lot?
You still need a defensive back then.
No, but like, let's say you've done that, and then you've got Max Crosby coming back, and then you've got in free agency, you've added some pieces around him. What if you're like, hey, Jordan Tyson? Carnell Tate?
No, I still don't think.
It all depends on like. It all depends.
You can find a receiver later in the rounds. Like, no.
It all depends on what they've done.
Stop entertaining a wide receiver in the first round for the Cowboys.
Why? I want
because our offense isn't the fucking problem.
I want Jordan Tyson.
Offense isn't the fucking problem. No, we're going to score fucking points.
But then you still have no secondary.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. The first pick has got to be either Sonny Styles or it's got to be one of the top.
Maybe you just put a receiver.
Top cornerbacks.
But what if
unless Caleb Down obviously falls, which I really don't see him.
No, you're really gonna end up with like
I have seen one mock draft where it's Caleb Downs at 12 and then it's
Sonny Styles
at 20. I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
That's just
that's the dream. That's the dream.
It's not gonna happen for picks.
But it's just fucking funny seeing.
That's just they're just trying to get Cowboy player or Cowboy.
Oh, of course, but you got to. But it's just funny seeing that. Like my personal is assuming Caleb Downs doesn't fall to 12. I want Sonny Styles at 12, and I want our Avion Terrell at 20. Because I don't think I would love to have Monster Delaney or Jamon McCoy, but they're not falling to 20.
No.
Or you trade back, say at 20 and they're all gone. I would trade that 20 pick, trade back, and then I would draft Brandon Cisse. Because I think he's one of the more underrated guys that no one's really talking about because everyone's talking about.
What about Bud Clark?
No,
No? Maybe.
Do
you think Terrell is a day one starter though?
Avion Terrell? Oh fuck yeah.
On the Cowboys?
Oh fuck yeah.
But on other teams?
Possibly. But
depends.
Avion Terrell just brings that fucking nastiness.
Yeah.
Like that's what the Cowboys need on defense. We need that fucking nasty nasty guy, nasty player, nasty hitter.
And you
The
might
guy that
see-
loves contact, the guys that's gonna fucking hit you.
You might see like a pick come out of left field, like because Christian Parker is the new defensive coordinator. He has a different philosophy. Like nobody really knows what he's thinking. Like he may come out of left field and just drop us a nugget, and next thing you know, they're taking Akeem Mesidor with the 12th pick, and you're like, wow, what the fuck?
Oh, there's
Not
going to be a
edge,
team.
not edge. We need
No, see,
because we're moving to 3-4, right? And that's huge. We haven't had 3-4 since
Yeah.
DeMarcus Ware.
yeah.
And so you need that guy that can play in the nickel, that can play the high. Like you need that guy that versatility that we keep talking about. You need that guy that can play the middle of the field and just clog that up, but can do whatever he's called to ask. Like that's why like it's got to be defense the first 2 picks.
All right, let's reel it down. People are going to start saying we talk too much about the Cowboys. Let's bring it back to the combine, fellas. I think the players with the most to gain and lose at the combine. So obviously Ty Simpson, that's a big name. Can he test well enough to push into round 1? Jeremiyah Love, if he runs a great 40, like you talk about, KK, how can you not take him, right? He becomes a top 10 pick. Caleb Downs, if he can confirm his athleticism and drills, probably going to be the first safety taken in the top 10 in nearly a decade. Smaller cornerbacks like Pons from Indiana, their combine weigh-in could dramatically swing their stock either up or down. Which player do you think has the most to gain from a big combine performance? It could be someone I mentioned or somebody that you guys have.
I'm going with 2 QBs. Drew Eller, he had an injury season,
Yeah.
and Garrett Nussmeier. How well does he do?
Yeah, he's
That-
coming off that abdominal.
He fell off
injury.
this year, right?
Yeah.
He was a highly touted guy a year ago.
There was a lot of chaos in LSU, and I think a lot of that like quarterbacks weigh on, and like Nussmeier probably wishes he went to the draft last year. Like
Yeah.
he's probably like, I wish I went to the show last year, but
No, he's probably better off this year, otherwise. He might be a New York Jet a year ago, right?
I think that
That is true.
injury really hurt him. Like I think if he
Yeah.
actually played out the year healthy, you might have looked at him like, okay, next to Ty Simpson, he would have been like that fringe first round pick. And I think for me, my guy is Ty Simpson because I look at it like Mendoza is not going to throw at the combine. That's confirmed. So you got to look at it like this is my chance to show these teams that I'm worthy of a first round pick. And
And the
Dude.
Steelers are watching.
oh, there's not just the Steelers. I mean, the Jets, the Dolphins, the Steelers. I think there's a lot of teams, but you know how much money he can make being a first round pick versus falling into the second or third round. Like this is a great opportunity for him. So that would be my pick, Ty Simpson.
I'm going with the 2 guys that we've talked about that are stud players that have just had the injury history. Jordan Tyson and Jermon McCoy.
Yeah, McCoy
especially
is
Jermon McCoy.
Jermon McCoy, yeah.
Because if he played this season, he's far and away, like no one's debating
Yep.
defensive back. Like he's the guy. So because he missed this year, he could have played this year, but he said, fuck it, I know I'm going to the NFL. I'm going to prepare for the draft and just sit and be caution. Everyone's going to be looking, okay, you missed the year, you're coming off that injury. Let's see your 40 time. Let's see the drills. So I think Jermon McCoy has the biggest chance to prove I could be a top 10 pick.
yeah. No, I think
Yeah.
McCoy was one of mine. I think he's going to be, there's a lot of question marks around players that have missed out a season and then they come back and they perform really well at the combine and now it's history. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see the combine and like watching it from a different lens this year than I have in the past where I'm like, oh, he ran so fast. Like normally in past years, I've looked at the combine and been like, wow, what a strong guy. Bench press so many times. Wow, great. This year, it's like because we've kind of done a prospect analysis, we've like talked about these guys. It's almost like putting the puzzle pieces together. We're able to be like, okay, he's got great tape and he runs so fast. Like, and it's like compared to his peers, right? So it'll be interesting to see how the puzzle kind of fits going forward. Free agency preview, fellas. Free agency negotiating window opens March 9th and the new league year kicks off March 11th. We're almost there, fellas. We're almost there. With the salary cap projected to break $300 million for the first time in NFL history, there's more money than ever to be spent. There's some big name cut candidates that have already been cut or are expected to be cut. Tyreek Hill, he's out of there. Is he gonna go? He's coming off a significant knee injury. So the Dolphins have cut him. He's free to sign with any team he'd like. Could he go and sign with his boy out in Mike McDaniel out in L.A.
He could. I think he runs it back in Kansas City on
That's
a
what I
1-year deal
think.
because he's coming off a big injury. No one's going to give him a big contract unless they're desperate.
Well,
But I
there
don't
are
see
teams that are
There
desperate.
are. I just don't see it. So if he wants to take a 1-year deal, why not go back to the Chiefs?
Yeah.
That's what I was.
Because that's what they need too. They need a Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
So it'd be perfect if he comes back on a fucking
But it'll be interesting to see. Does he take the big bucks or does he
1
play
year.
safe and go to Kansas City?
I think there will be big bucks available for him to
there
take.
will.
I think so. I think teams like Tennessee. I look at teams like Houston. I've done it with Stephon Diggs before.
Buffalo is in my opinion.
If I'm Buffalo,
Yeah,
And the
but
Ravens.
They don't have the money.
I don't care. If I'm Buffalo, I'm gonna call him and be like, "Sir, what would it be taking? You don't have to live in Buffalo while you rehab. Like live in Miami."
And
Sure.
I have the Ravens on the list too.
Ravens as well. Like Steelers. If I'm the Steelers, I'm calling.
Oh, we
him.
love our toxic receivers.
It would be perfect.
Come
He
on
could
down.
follow the footpath of Antonio Brown.
If I'm Buffalo, I'm calling Mike Evans' agent like
and my
the
Yeah,
second.
he'd be the number one choice.
Like he's on my phone. That's second. He's the first call I'm calling.
Because you have so many young receivers like Keon Coleman. Get your shit together. Is who better
Because
guy to learn from?
Keon Coleman's
than
not
Mike
going
Evans?
anywhere. Like we were talking
they
about.
need a Mike Evans on that team.
Yeah, to teach the young fucking receivers there to actually play better, like run better routes. And
Now, if
catch
we
the ball.
trade George Pickens, not to make this about the Cowboys,
boy.
I would love a Tyreek Hill coming back because the thing is, you have CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb holds down the fort for the first half of the year, 80% of the year. God willing, we make the playoffs, and then by God, it's his music. It's Tyreek Hill activated, and now you got the cheetah running loose at AT&T Stadium. And my oh my.
But I don't think he's going to be the same type of player.
No, you do lose explosiveness after like that, but he's still like
He still can catch the ball.
he can still catch the ball. He's him on bad knees is faster than most corners on
That's
good
true.
knees.
Yeah.
So he's still a good player. Speaking of bad knees, Kirk Cousins. He's expected to be released after restructuring his deal with the Falcons. He's going to be 38. Vikings reunion? Jets reunion?
I think Vikings.
I think
I
Vikings.
see him
think
going to the
I've looked at
Vikings.
it.
a little.
I've
think
got
it makes
I've
sense.
got it down as Vikings, Pittsburgh, Cardinals. Those are my three teams in that order. I think
If Pittsburgh grabs him, I'm gonna be very mad
you
because he's
Why?
38 years old. Why are we fucking
Why?
like?
Hey, he's younger than Rodgers. That's the start.
Yeah, by what? Like fucking 3 years?
the
Come
team,
on.
the team age is already decreased. The team average age has already gone down.
Yeah, we don't need that. We need to get younger. We don't need this old fuck. But he's like knows the system.
You're either
in
going to get
Minnesota.
him or you're going to get Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, that is true.
Right.
You might as well take Aaron
So you
Rodgers.
get one of them.
What is there? No, we can draft a QB. There's going to be
Well,
other options.
You can draft a QB, but that QB is not going to be a starter.
I'm also thinking. Marcus Mariota is a
Trade?
name in free agency.
Oh
Yeah.
dear
And he's
God.
making him $8 million. And he had a pretty good year.
Oh,
Come
dear
on, just
God.
because he played on Washington.
Oh dear
It'll,
God.
it'll be interesting to see what the quarterbacks get traded to where.
Yeah,
Mac
like
Jones.
the Mac Jones. I don't know. If
Jalen Milroe's been in a lot of talks.
Yeah,
Jalen Milroe, Seattle. Yeah,
Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray's in
That's
it.
going to be a huge name.
Kyler Murray's a big fish. I don't know. I see the Cardinals being a great home for Kirk Cousins. I just think that would just make sense
Yeah.
to me. Because it's a climate where it's nice there. Like it's a good
Yeah.
time. And B, it's like, he's got a cast around him like McBride. He's got Marvin Harrison. He's got what's the other wide receiver they have over there?
Michael Wilson.
Michael Wilson. So it's like you've got those pieces there, and you can play predominantly like the style that you want to play, which is not.
I also see him in Minnesota. He had great years
Well,
there.
that would make the most sense.
Yeah,
that
he
would,
did
they
great
would,
there.
They would make sense there. Tua Tagovailoa, the new Miami regime is evaluating his future. Trading him before June 1st may be the best financial path. It's going to be a huge storyline. We talk about quarterbacks that could get traded. How about Tua in Pittsburgh?
No.
I don't want that. Either.
Oh
That's
my
a big
God.
come on, that contract. Is
That- that-
Who wants
That would be the
contract?
cherry on top for Steelers offseason.
That would be. Could you imagine the
Oh
draft
my God,
ties?
it's a circus. We're fucking running. We're like the Cowboys now. Mike McCarthy, fucking Tua,
he
Aaron
is.
Rodgers. Dude, if Aaron Rodgers and Tua are in the same,
Same dressing room.
oh my God, you're gonna be like Aaron Rodgers is gonna be like, are you on ayahuasca or no? You just got brain injuries.
So they can't cut him before June 1st because they would be losing $42 million. They can.
I think Miami's Sorry to say, I think they're stuck with him.
No, they can.
no.
You have to
no,
ride it out now.
They're not stuck.
I think you got to trade him in a nice package.
They're not stuck. I thought they would.
But
be
who's
stuck
going to
too.
take that contract?
The
on?
only thing I can.
But if you're sweet and cheat, like
'Cause
let's get
they-
rid of Davon A-Chain.
They've already said they're not
Percentage
getting rid of him. They've already
Never
said
know,
they're
but
not.
like you include him. That's how you got to get rid of him,
That's their only offense.
right?
Tua-
Or with Jalen Walldale, like put him in that trade.
If anyone gets
Always
traded out of
go
Miami,
out.
if someone gets traded out of Miami, it's going to be Minka Fitzpatrick.
Put him in that
Yeah.
trade. That's how you got to get rid of his contract.
I would love him back in Pittsburgh.
Because he's on a pretty friendly. Like I think he's only on like an $8 million.
No, it makes sense.
or no, 15 million.
The thing is like, so what Miami can essentially do is, so they could either sit there and they can take his whole cap hit this upcoming year, which is going to be $56 million, 267,000. Okay, so $56,267,000. He takes up 18% of your cap. You sit there, you have 1 year with him on the cap. That's it. Next year you cut him, you save $40 million. That's your out. That's your out.
So basically,
So they
run it back.
They
one
can
year.
either run it back 1 year, or if there's a team that's desperate enough, like if there's a team that's desperate enough to take him on for 1 year, like you talk about Minnesota. Minnesota can take him on for a year and then cut him after the year too. Like
Well,
the
team that I'm looking at actually I'm looking at the Jets because they're the fourth highest cap room going into next season. And if they were gonna get Dante Moore at number 2, and then he said I'm going back to college,
Tua's a great way to tank too.
Tua might be a great way to tank.
Tua's
Maybe you might have something there. You have the money to pay him. You would sell maybe quite a bit of jerseys, I think.
Would you? Well,
I don't know.
I don't
Maybe
know. I don't
not.
know if the tongue of a
It's
low
wishful
name.
thinking, but
But if you're the Steelers, why don't you want Tua? What? Well,
I just feel like he's
If you're the
injury
Jets,
prone.
why would you want Tua?
I don't think it would.
If you're
I don't
any
think Tua
team, why
fits
would
the
you
system.
want?
Why would you
Tua?
want Tua?
I don't think Tua would work
his
in a
injury-
cold weather.
No, he doesn't work in
He's just going to end up being like a permanent backup.
Yeah, that might be his route, but
High price backup.
his injuries just worry me. That's
He's
why I
probably-
want him in Pittsburgh.
It's probably better that he's a backup actually for his own health. Brandon Ayuk, speaking of health, he was out of all 2025 with an injury, voided his guarantees, likely headed to a new team.
Someone check in on him, man. Someone check in on him. Like
Doing an IG live with a
fucking ice cream melting down his
on him
arm.
for 9. You just sit. How can you sit there for 9 minutes?
and just have ice cream
just
melting
do
down
that.
your arm. Like,
don't you
oh.
have better stuff to do? I don't know, man.
They
I
gotta
said, someone check in on the homie.
they gotta send his ass to New Orleans. They gotta send his ass somewhere there. It's like, actually, let's do a milk test. Let's see how he's gonna do. Let's see where he could be.
That's a Pittsburgh.
Seawright.
That's a Pittsburgh kind of receiver as well. With Ayuk, he's losing his mind, man. What a perfect spot
Fits
to be in.
perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with him. Like, what the hell's the matter with him? He had a good thing going there, and then
Well, he hasn't played all year, right?
yeah, that is true.
49ers didn't want him.
Yeah, he's Brandon Ayuk got ready to learn Chinese. Yeah, I really don't know. Like Commanders, I guess Jaden Daniels' connection from college, that's a fit there maybe.
Could be.
Philly could be in it. I wouldn't be surprised
If they lose AJ Brown,
if they
then
trade
maybe.
AJ Brown. I wouldn't be surprised if Big Dom's out there massaging his back of his neck, going, "Come on, we gotta get some sandwiches. Come on." Fellas, Alvin Kamara had the worst season of his career. $18.6 million cap hit. He is likely a post-June 1st cut. End of an era in New Orleans. Anywhere? Where? Kansas City?
I mean,
Maybe
he's going to be a
Kansas
backup.
City, yeah.
Maybe Kansas City.
I think it depends on what happens in the draft, like which teams end up drafting a running back and which teams are left out. Like, I think that's going to be huge, especially if he gets cut post-June 1st. I can see him going to Kansas City. Can see him going to Tennessee. Tennessee's names, I'm going to throw it in basically every hat because they have all the money in the world. They can do whatever they want. I can also see him going to Houston. That's a team I
that's
can
a good
see
fit.
him there. He'd be a good fit there. Nick Chubb was not the answer. Maybe they can try Mr. Kamara.
Since you brought up
He's
Houston,
likely going to be a backup, you think, for the rest of his career?
Kamara.
Yeah.
He'll be a 3-down back, but he'll be.
He's
playing.
splitting time, I think.
Splitting
Yeah, he'll be splitting.
There's another quarterback I like Houston. The teams go after C.J. Stroud.
Oh, yes, of course.
He'll be a high commodity.
Sometimes I forget just how bad C.J. Stroud was this year in the playoffs. He was terrible. Yeah, you know what? Maybe if Houston decides to move on from him, maybe they go. Maybe he's on the block. That's a good point. Cap situations. We talked a little bit about teams that have cap space. Chiefs. League worst, $54.9 million over the cap. Patrick Mahomes' contract was just restructured. They may probably are going to have to cut multiple starters to compete in free agency. How do you guys think this affects Kansas City's window to compete?
I mean, you still have Andy Reid as your head coach. You still have Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
If you land Jeremiah Love, you're back.
Then, they got the number 9.
You got to hit a couple of your picks.
Yeah.
Maybe you bring in Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
You're back in the
Well,
game.
you could be. You have Rashi Rice, Xavier Worthy, Tyreek
There's
Hill.
talk if Kelsey leaves, go after a guy like Kyle Pitts.
I don't even think that's a big deal if Kelsey leaves. They have other weapons.
And yeah, Mahomes, he's gonna get the ball to
Yeah.
you get open. Mahomes is gonna find you.
Yeah.
So
Well, there's players out there in free agency that want to go there, right?
who wouldn't want to go there?
They're still
Right.
relevant. Just because they missed
It's not like,
playoffs,
hey, New York Jets are coming. I don't want to go there.
Well,
Yeah.
like we talked about, when you go deep in the playoff year after year after year, you don't get an offseason. Like we were saying, man, the guys are just fucking tired.
You don't get a good pick,
You don't get
too.
Yeah, you get a good pick.
Yeah.
So they could be back depending on how, when Mahomes is ready to go. I mean, now the guys had a proper offseason, and the guys are, Andy Reid this year said, get your fucking rest. Because you haven't had rest in how many seasons?
Yep.
You're finally getting a year. Take the fucking rest. Because you're going to go right back in, balls to the wall next year.
Yep. And
It's
if they
gonna
get
be-
Jeremiah Love, fuck.
That division
They're gonna be
is
nuts.
not fun. I
No.
don't envy being in that division.
That's why the Raiders are starting to get the pieces, but look above you, man.
Yeah, like
It's
we're
tough to
talking
win
about the
that.
Raiders, tons of cap space, number 1 overall pick. Going to be probably an active team this offseason. You got Mendoza potentially with Brock Bowers and Ashton Genty. That's another look out. Now you got a young nucleus on the offensive side of the ball. You just got to make sure you protect them. Make sure you get your offensive line. Jets, $83.2 million in cap space, 4 picks in the top 50. This team's going to look a lot different than what it looked like last year. I think you're going to see a major overhaul for the New York Jets.
But are they going to do it right? Or
No,
fuck
they're
up
going
as
by
always?
they're going Madden ratings.
Madden ratings, yeah.
Strictly Madden ratings. Titans, we talked about them a ton. Most cap space in the league. First year with Cam Ward. First year with new head coach Robert Saleh. Cam Ward gets a new coach, new offensive coordinator. They're building something there, I hope. Kenneth Walker, finally. Last one. Kenneth Walker, Super Bowl MVP. Man, RB1 on the free agency board. If Seattle doesn't get a deal done with him, he will be
He's gonna get paid.
He's going to
Big
get
time.
paid. On the defensive side, you got Joey Bosa. Led the NFL of forced fumbles last year. Buffalo is over the cap, making a reunion uncertain. So that will be interesting. I would love for Joey Bosa to come to the Cowboys. I think that would be a good time for him there. We would take good care of him. Tyler Linderbaum. This is really weird. One of the best young centers in football, but the Ravens cap math makes it not possible that he can stay in Baltimore. I bet you're very happy about that, Matthew.
Yep.
George Pickens, franchise tagged. They've got 9 days to sign him to a new deal, or he's gonna have to play on his franchise tag. It'd be interesting to see where he goes, if he stays in Dallas or gets shipped off elsewhere. I would love to. Would you trade George Pickens for a top 10? Like if you're a team with a top 10 pick, would you trade your pick for George Pickens? Like if you're the GM of is he worth a top 10 pick in the NFL?
If it's really a need, yes.
Let's say you're all right. Well, you're not number. Let's say you're. We'll start with the Giants. Would you trade the 5th overall pick?
No, because you're
no.
getting
'Cause you got
right there.
neighbors.
You can draft Carnell Tate.
Would you trade?
You already have a top receiver there.
Would you trade if you're the New Orleans Saints the 8th pick?
That's possible.
Possible. But I still think they take Jordan
No.
Tyson.
Kansas City. Let's just say there's the receivers have somehow all gone off the board.
There's too many receivers in that class.
Yeah, I don't think
that's
you're
the
getting the
thing.
top 10.
Yeah,
So you're saying he would be out, so he's not worth a top 10.
No,
Okay.
I don't think so.
No. Shout out George. Yeah. All right, fellas. Ending off the episode, let's do a little fun little topic here. Does the 40 time actually matter? So every year the combine produces a star performer who bombs in the NFL and a slow guy who becomes a Pro Bowler. Can you name a player whose combine stock had no relation to their NFL career?
Receiver wise, Jerry
Anybody.
Rice.
Really? Did he have a bad combine?
He had a bad 40.
No.
He had a bad combine.
The obvious answer
Yeah, I know the obvious one.
is Tom Brady.
It is Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Guy around a 5.28 40.
Yeah, he was shit.
Look at
There's
his
a lot
pro-
of guys.
he- Look at the combine profile picture. Like,
He's-
that's
There's a lot of guys.
Oh,
There's
forget
Drew
that.
Brees
like,
that
look
has a
at
bad
him, man.
combine.
Like,
His drills were terrible. Like,
yeah,
you see him like
he
run
was-
around with the football.
Like,
It was awful.
no,
It was
it's
clunky.
the obvious answer is Tom Brady. But
There's
if
Drew
you want
Brees.
someone else,
Mike Evans.
Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp.
That's what
Cooper
I
Kupp had a fucking terrible combine.
Because your 40 is just running a straight line. right?
Yeah.
It's not like Jerry Rice had a bad 40, but he was an exceptional route runner.
I've got one for you guys. Vernon Golston in 2008.
Oh,
So,
I remember that name. 49ers drafted him, right?
No, Jets. Madden,
Jets.
because Jets are focused
'Cause of
solely
Madden
on
ratings.
ratings. They're focused
awful.
solely on ratings. So Vernon Golston, he bench pressed 37 reps of 225 pounds. He's tied for the best at the combine. He was also 264 pounds for reference. He had a 42-inch vertical, 4.65 40-yard dash. The New York Jets took him 6th overall. Golston proceeded to play 3 seasons in the NFL, and he recorded 0 sacks. None.
I have another guy for you recently, Keon Coleman.
Ah, yes.
Slowest guy in his draft class. But then when he did the drills, he was the fastest guy.
That is also true. Yeah, I haven't thought about Keon Coleman. That stupid guy, idiot Coleman. Jeremiah Love, fellas. I think everybody always talks about our running back debate. Should they be top 10 picks or not? Ashton Genty went top 10 in 2025, and dominant Love might be next. If Love goes top 10, is that bad or good for the position's long-term value?
I mean, every year it just seems like there's that one running back
Generational.
that's
Like right now, there's only one
Generational.
quarterback, right?
Yeah, it's every year
It's
there's going to be
just
that one running
different
back.
draft class.
Yeah. What would Love need to show at the combine to lock in a top 5 grade?
He's got to be like all his numbers for all of the drills have to be the best.
Yeah.
Like in my opinion, he has to have like
The fastest.
maybe not the fastest 40,
Out of running
but
backs,
He's
I-
going to have a really good
he has like
combine.
top 3 in like the 3-cone drill, the vertical broad jump, 40-yard dash. I think he's got to be in like the top 3 for all of those.
Yeah, because if you look at the top 5 teams that are drafting, running back's not their first need.
No.
But I mean, like I said, if he comes out and he breaks every record at every drill he runs, all of a sudden, maybe, but I just don't see it.
Who's the last running back you'd compare him to as a prospect?
Oh, it's got to
Oh,
be
we've already said
Bijan.
Jameer and Bijan.
I think Bijan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's Bijan.
I got Bijan at his.
I'd say
as his
Bijan or Jameer Gibbs.
Yeah, I've got that comp.
That's
I
good
think.
company to have. Like, if
That's
you're
a
compared
good.
to that.
Hey, that's a good play. He's worse people to be compared to.
Yep.
Fellas, we're going to be at the draft in Pittsburgh, 2026 NFL draft, April. It returns to Pittsburgh for the first time since 1948. And also, first round picks will now operate on an 8-minute clock down from 10. So it will be slightly faster. Do you think the shorter clock actually changes anything? Like, do you think it motivates teams to get deals done quicker?
It could be for the Cowboys if they're trying to make trades.
I think so. I think if
They're
you're
trying to make
Those extra
trades,
2
man.
minutes.
if you're an active team and
Yeah.
you're trying to get on the phones, I think this is now you're gonna probably like be very, very intentional on like calling and making sure those trades go through versus taking up all that time.
But I don't know if it actually does, because a lot of the trades come in and you've got it and you're just, all it is you're playing a game of chicken. You're playing the game of chicken. You've got you've got the deal in place and you're just the last 2 minutes you're just waiting. It's like, you know what? I like the deal. I'll take it. If I don't get, but I'm going to make another call. I'm going to try and get that better. The last 2 minutes, you're just trying to get a better offer. But you look
But
at
it's
the war
only an
rooms.
issue if
But you look at the war
yeah.
rooms and you just see them sitting there, guys looking at his phone. Like
'Cause
Jerry would
yeah,
just be
you're
looking
right.
at his phone, just waiting to see if anyone calls him. No,
Yeah.
okay, my time's out. Okay, picks in.
But those 2 minutes are only going to matter if, say, Caleb Downs and say Sonny Stells are gone. now you're like, oh crap, my guys are gone. I need to trade now. I want to trade down.
Yeah, but I still think
Right.
8 minutes is a long
8 minutes
time.
is fine.
Yeah, I think
It's
they'll
gonna
be fine. What do you think is the best draft location?
Somewhere where it's a warm weather.
Like, which city do you think the draft would be the best at?
I still miss the Radio City Music Hall, New York City days.
Yeah,
Those I thought were special.
I don't know. I like the idea of having a central, like the obvious answer is Vegas because it's Vegas.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
at the same time, I like how it's like you got to go to other places.
That is
give the other
nice.
give
You
the
gotta
fans
go to
like
other cities. Yeah.
Yeah, you
you got to go to the other
different
cities and do it. Like I just don't think like if there was a central one, it would be Vegas.
Except for Philly, you probably don't want to go to Philly, right?
I can't go to Philly. I will fucking
like-
die if I go to Philly. I
mean,
know
like
this.
the draft. If
no,
the draft was in
don't
Philly.
fuck no the draft.
If
Can't
they
go to
invited us, to
Well,
the
that's what I mean,
draft,
'cause-
Well, you gotta go.
and it was in
They
you
Philly.
got to go there sometime. But I
they
mean,
wouldn't give that shit.
They got to have every team.
They wouldn't
hosting
give
a
that
draft at some
shitty
point.
city the draft. No.
They did.
What-
a couple
what about
years ago,
Cleveland?
though.
I can't go to Philly.
No, it'd be
Ever.
interesting though. Like the worst city, like what would be the worst? I think Nashville for me would be a best one. I think Nashville would be
Nashville
fun.
would be
Or
a good
New
one.
Orleans.
New Orleans would be fun.
good.
New Orleans would be good.
Miami.
Fucking Green Bay looked depressing.
A little bit. Yeah.
Indiana,
Yeah, like,
Indianapolis,
what's there to do in Green Bay?
Indianapolis would be depressing.
What's there to do in Cleveland?
You're gonna go to Indiana once the Bears move to Indiana.
Oh yeah, apparently the
feel
Bears
like-
are going to Indiana.
I saw
Oh dear,
that.
dear.
I feel like
God.
Cleveland would be shit.
Cleveland would be bad.
Cleveland would not be
Cincinnati
good.
would also be
Cincinnati
up
would
there,
be bad.
in terms of bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's because we're closer, but I don't know if Seattle would be that good.
I feel like it wouldn't, but might not be that bad.
I don't know. Maybe it's because we're close to them and we've gone a bunch of times, and like the allure of that has kind of gone away. But
I don't think they're up there.
I'm not a big fan.
But they got to go from city to city.
They do. They got
The
to
fan experience.
That is true.
All right, fellas. Last one. Every year there's one team that makes the biggest jump from the offseason moves. Which team is your sleeper to make that jump in 2026 based on everything we've talked about today?
I'm going with Tennessee. They got cap space, Cam Ward, high draft pick.
Yeah, like they have all the tools and they got a
That
new
division, they can win that division with the right moves.
coach. They got a new logo that looks like a 7-year-old drew it.
Copying the Steelers, kind of.
Yeah, it's sort of down there.
Sort of.
Yeah. Yeah, they finished 3-14 last year.
But you look at the teams in the division, they're not like
and
contenders, like Super Bowl contenders.
yeah, it's winnable. I mean, Houston's defense is scary.
But their offense
The
is-
Jaguars are doing something, but like the Colts are not that scary. Nobody's scared about the fucking Colts. Yeah, I can see the Titans. What about you fellas outside the Titans?
Yeah, I'd say the Titans or the Jets if they spend their money properly because they've got the money. It's just you got to actually get the right pieces in, and that draft is huge. Like they've got the draft picks this year, they've got the money to spend, and you know the history of the Jets. Maybe this is the year with the draft picks and that cap space. Maybe it's the year they finally.
No.
I mean, I'm not high on it. I don't hope on it.
They're gonna fuck it up.
But it's the Jets. The Jets are gonna jet, just like the Browns are gonna Brown, right? Like
I think the Raiders got a good future out of them. New head coach, smashed obviously the consensus pick in Mendoza, right?
Yeah.
And then all these weapons, they draft high in the second round. Like a lot of teams that draft high in the second round, you're gonna get a really good player. Like I know we talked about Messidor's might be early second round, might be late first.
Yeah.
If he falls, like that's a great pick
yeah.
at the beginning of the second round. So I think the Raiders it is a tough division. Like it really should be.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm looking at the Chargers and the Broncos, and I don't know if they're going to continue this success. More so the Chargers.
Yeah.
The Broncos are good. They're promising, but
Well,
the
the
Chargers,
Chargers
I
will
feel
live
like they
and
can-
die on their health of their team. Like have
Their quarterback,
their
too.
quarterback, and their offensive tackles. Like, can they stay healthy and all that stuff? They got an exciting new offensive coordinator, I think, and Mike McDaniels. I think that's gonna be a fun.
Yeah, that's true.
I think they're gonna activate stuff. But like, I think in terms of like the biggest jump, I'm looking at two teams that were supposed to be going into the year as like we were talking all about like how great they were. Is like you look at Kansas City and Detroit.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna see like I don't think both those teams were very happy with how the season ended. You're gonna see some moves from from both of them. I don't know what exactly those moves look like. Like we talked a little bit about Kansas City, but you look at Detroit. Like, is it replacing on the offensive line? Are they going to trade out one of those wide receivers? Are they going to trade out a David Montgomery?
Well, he said he wants out.
Right. So he's voiced that he wants to be out. He wants to go and find somewhere else to play, and maybe they dangle that chip and they say, "Here you go." And then they replace him and they replace another piece that they need. So it'll be interesting to see, fellas. Like there's a ton of different different scenarios there. But yeah, it'll be interesting. I think that's all I had for this episode, fellas. You guys got any exciting tidbits? Anything exciting to add?
No.
I was just excited for the combine.
Oh yeah. Well, if you which one combine drill do you think you test the best in?
Do I think I would test
Yeah.
the best in? Well, I'm white, so I'll tell you that the vertical is not going to be good for me, and the
there.
broad
White man can't
probably
jump.
suck. I feel like I could run a pretty good 40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in my younger years, it'd be the 40.
My years, it'd
My
be
younger
40
years, it'd
too.
be the 40 for sure. Well, I used to do track and baseball.
I
All
ran
I did was
track
steal
too.
bases.
I was
So.
a fast runner as a kid.
Hey, give me that shuttle drill. Give me that shuttle.
Shuttle?
Yeah.
Not the bench press?
No, I'm not. After
Chin
looking,
ups.
How much your bench, bro?
after looking at what the edge rusher with 0 sacks put up, bench pressing doesn't matter. That's overrated. Don't waste your
You
time.
tell the gym rats that.
No, unless I actually no, never mind. I want my offensive tackles to test properly. No, pay attention. That's it, fellas. That was a good time. If you guys don't follow us already, follow us. Red Zone Blitz Pod on all the socials, X, Instagram, TikTok. You're gonna write to us. You're a convict. Red Zone Blitz Podcast at gmail.com. Remember, we support everybody on their journeys of incarceration, freedom. KK is here for you. Lovely lady in Detroit. I've not heard from you. I hope all is well and you are not put in solitary confinement. KK would like to speak with you at your earliest convenience. So please write to us. And to all the lovers of the podcast, we thank you. Thank you for all your continuous support. Until next time, this is G.
Brandon.
Matt.
KK.
And we're out.